Unveiling the history of Jews in Islam. The history of Jews in Islam is a complex and rich tapestry that spans centuries and continents. From early encounters between Jews and Muslims to the golden age of Jewish culture in Islamic lands, the relationship between these two communities has been marked by both cooperation and conflict. In this video, we will delve into the fascinating history of Jews in Islam, exploring the various stages of their interaction and the impact it has had on both communities. The early encounters between Jews and Muslims. At the dawn of Islam, when Prophet Muhammad was laying the foundations of what would become a vast and enduring religious community in Medina, the Arabian Peninsula was already home to established Jewish populations. These early encounters between Jews and Muslims were pivotal, setting the tone for a relationship characterized by a blend of cooperation and complexity. Medina, in particular, became a significant point of interaction. Here, Prophet Muhammad sought to establish a unified ummah, community that included Muslims, Jews, and other monotheistic believers under a single political and religious framework. This period was marked by initial agreements and mutual respect, as evidenced by the Constitution of Medina, which sought to protect the rights and ensure the safety of all citizens, regardless of their religious affiliation. However, these early encounters were not without their challenges. Disagreements arose, leading to tensions, and in some instances, conflicts between the newly established Muslim community and the Jewish tribes of the region. Despite these early frictions, these interactions set a precedent for the coexistence and interplay between Jewish and Islamic civilizations that would evolve over the centuries. The dynamics of this relationship during these formative years underscored the potential for both collaboration and discord, elements that would re-emerge throughout the history of Jews in Islam. This foundational era, therefore, not only shaped the immediate social and political landscape of the Arabian Peninsula, but also laid the groundwork for the intricate tapestry of Jewish-Muslim relations that would continue to develop across different epochs and empires. Jews under Islamic empires. Under the dominion of Islamic empires, spanning from the early Umayyad to the later Abbasid caliphates, Jewish communities experienced a notable period of tolerance and prosperity. This era enabled Jews to live with a considerable degree of religious freedom, which contrasted sharply with their contemporaries in many Christian lands. Within the expanse of these Islamic states, Jewish individuals were classified as dhimmis, a status that, while subjecting them to certain taxes and legal limitations, concurrently offered them protection and the ability to practice their religion. This arrangement facilitated an environment where Jewish commerce, scholarship, and communal life could not only persist but thrive. In urban centers like Baghdad, which became a hub of intellectual activity under the Abbasids, Jewish scholars engaged deeply with their Muslim counterparts, contributing to the advancements in science, mathematics, and philosophy. Similarly, in Al-Andalus, Muslim Spain, Jewish culture experienced a renaissance, producing luminaries such as Maimonides, whose works continue to be revered in both Jewish and Islamic scholarly traditions. This symbiosis was not limited to intellectual pursuits. In many of these societies, Jews played vital roles in the economic fabric, engaging in trade, medicine, and the arts, which enriched the cultural and economic life of these empires. This period under Islamic rule, therefore, marks a significant chapter in the annals of Jewish history, highlighting an epoch where Jewish life could unfold with a measure of security and creative output, benefiting not just their own communities, but the broader Islamic world as well. The Golden Age of Jewish culture in Islamic lands. The Golden Age for Jewish culture within Islamic realms was marked by an unprecedented flowering of intellectual, cultural, and economic achievements. Jewish thinkers, poets, and scientists found themselves at the heart of the Islamic world's intellectual renaissance, contributing significantly to a wide array of disciplines. Figures like Saadia Gaon in Babylon and Solomon ibn Gabirol in Al-Andalus not only pushed the boundaries of Jewish thought, but also played pivotal roles in the broader philosophical and scientific dialogues of their time. This era saw the translation of seminal Jewish texts into Arabic, facilitating a rich exchange of ideas and enhancing mutual understanding between Jews and Muslims. In cities such as Cordoba and Baghdad, Jewish communities were instrumental in the translation movement, where Greek and Hebrew scientific and philosophical works were translated into Arabic, significantly influencing the development of Islamic science and philosophy. Challenges and conflicts. Throughout the extensive history of Jews living under Islamic rule, instances of tension, discrimination, and outright conflict were not uncommon. Though periods of prosperity and coexistence significantly marked Jewish life in Islamic lands, it is critical to acknowledge the darker chapters that punctuated this relationship. In various epochs and under different rulers, Jewish communities sometimes faced harsh treatment, which included legal restrictions, social marginalization, and economic penalties specifically targeted at them because of their faith. These adversities ranged from jizya, a tax imposed on non-Muslims, to more severe measures such as forced conversions and even expulsions from certain regions. Migration and change in the modern era. The dawn of the modern era signified a turning point in the lives of Jews within Islamic realms, catalyzed by waves of migration that reshaped their communities across the globe. This period witnessed a significant shift as Jewish populations sought new horizons, driven by the allure of economic prospects, political emancipation, and the quest for a life free from the constraints and persecutions that had periodically marred their history. The fabric of Jewish-Muslim relations was further altered with the emergence of the State of Israel in 1948, introducing new dimensions of conflict, but also opportunities for engagement between Jews and Muslims. Contemporary relations and shared heritage. In the modern landscape, initiatives aimed at nurturing the historical bonds between Jews and Muslims are gaining momentum. These efforts highlight the rich, intertwined legacy of both communities, seeking to overcome past adversities through dialogue and shared cultural projects. Such endeavors include academic collaborations, cultural exchanges, and interfaith seminars that delve into the commonalities and differences shaping Jewish and Muslim identities. The emergence of platforms that facilitate mutual understanding and respect represents a positive step toward healing historical wounds and fostering a future marked by coexistence and mutual enrichment. This focus on shared heritage is instrumental in dispelling misconceptions and building a foundation for lasting peace and cooperation between Jews and Muslims. Through these contemporary efforts, the enduring ties and contributions of Jews within the Islamic world are celebrated, reinforcing the idea that more unites these communities than divides them. This brings us to the end of this video. Before you leave, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for future interesting videos like this.